Hi, if you're a foreign trained dentist who's currently applying and getting invite from dentist school and is currently trying to prepare whether it's for Indiana, whether it's for UPenn, whether it's for Columbia or tough, wherever you're applying for, watch this video because I'm going to tell you one big mistake that I've seen across over the past 5 years, which I might have made too over time, but this is something I would like to talk to you that if you work on this one thing, it will help you improve your chances of getting accepted to dental school way better. If you don't know who I am, my name is Adriel William. I'm a foreign trained dentist just like you who did a master's in health administration when I came to US back in 2016, and then worked for 2 years. And after during COVID, actually started applying to schools, got accepted to four of them, gave interview at five, and I've been working with the CAAPID applicants since 2020. And in case you have watched my videos early and you're thinking where my coat is or where my pocket square is, well, I'm taking some time off. I'm relaxing my shoulders. I'm trying to keep myself in a different vibe of life at the moment, but eventually you'll see them again. Well, coming to the interviews, one of the things I'm going to tell you that I prepare every day. There is one candidate, at least one candidate I work with that I'm preparing for one-on-one interview, and I've been doing this for quite a lot of time. If I'm not doing that, there are people who are preparing through videos. And recently, when I talk to people about preparing interview, I see one thing happening over and over and over again. And I might be guilty of this problem too, where we are trying to speak out of a place of desperation. Let me give you example. What happens is when people, if I ask them, well, tell me what you did. They won't say, well, I did a BDS and after that I came to US and work as a dental assistant and where I've seen different patients coming from different backgrounds. They won't say it like this. They will say, I was fortunate that I got to go to a really good dental school in Lahore, which was under the name of King Edward University, and I got my degree with passing scores, and then I came to US and I got my dental assisting certificate and radiology license, and I've been working in that place for 3 years. Now, if you rewind it back and you look at both the same thing, they mean the same thing. But the second time I said it, I'm emphasizing more on titles, more on achievements, more on credentials. Now, I can understand when people are giving interview, they want to show how credible they are, how much certified they are, and how much uh, educated they are. And it makes sense, but understand the fact that they have already read your personal statement, they have already read your resume, they have seen your degrees, so they already know about all of these certifications and everything. That's why they are calling you for the interview. And the reason they are calling you is because they want to see the human side of you. And one of the problem I've seen a lot with the Indian, Pakistani, and Middle Eastern candidates, some of them as well, that most of us are coming from somewhat of a colonial mindset, even though most of the Middle East wasn't colonized, but places like Egypt were, that we like to claim titles like I was the doctor, I was a surgeon under the College of Physicians and Surgeons. Like we like to quote big titles. But you need to understand US is less about title and more about utilitarian. What have you done and how it makes you a good person? So to break this down, when you're preparing for your interview, don't try to over focus on big title and credentials. Think, I tell people, think how you, if you're working as a dental assistant right now, how you talk to your patients every day. Like when you talk to your patients as a dental assistant, you smile, you laugh, you kind of have a good conversation, and you're confident and you're speaking English at the same time. So you're doing all of those things. So when you're in your interview, try to have that same frequency, that same energy that you would have in your dental assisting profession. But always remember that don't say something silly or don't say something which is unprofessional. So there's a fine line, there's a range where you want to be professional, you want to be comfortable, but then you don't want to start to make it too casual and silly. So you want to stay between this timeline. Now, you might say, Adriel, you just confuse me more. How should I do it? Like, I'm going to tell you an exercise. If you do this, this will help you. All right. So focus on my word, what I'm going to say. Some of you going to laugh. It won't make sense. But trust me, it took me 5-6 years to get to this point to understand this. Imagine if you have 5 to 10 minutes and you close your eyes and take long deep breaths and think that you already got the acceptance. You got accepted to UPenn, you got accepted to Indiana or NYU or Tufts, wherever you're applying, whatever your dream school. Close your eyes and imagine for a second and take some long deep breath and think that you already have that acceptance. And you're talking to your family, you're talking to your kids, your spouse, your parents, your friends, and you're discussing how you're going to be traveling or going to school or discussing your assignment. So imagine we are going in future, you already have it, and feel that effect of having that admission in your hand and being a student and already being a part of that institution. Do that for a few minutes, take long deep breath, okay, and then enjoy that feeling, okay. And I don't have a meditation music that I'm going to put on, but do it by yourself. Pause this video and do it. After you do it for 5 to 10 minutes, come back. And what will happen now when you will practice for your interview question? Imagine you go in that state, and now when I ask you, tell me about yourself, or tell me about your strength, or tell me about your weakness, you will say the same things, but you will be very confident, like you already have the admission, and you won't sound desperate. The biggest problem that I've seen when people are giving interview, they sound too much desperate. And it's a silly example. Whenever I think of being desperate, I think of young boys. And being a man, I understand when we are young, most of the boys are very desperate about talking to female colleagues or friends or whatever when they are teenager, and women can understand, and you can smell desperateness, like this guy is very desperate. Women are like, stay away from it, desperate dude, big alert, right? Maybe most probably you get messages in your social media. In the same way, when I'm talking to candidates, I can feel that desperateness, and I tell them, if I can feel it, if I can see your eagerness, and it's good to be energetic, but you also want to have that charismatic energy in you, that you're a confident person and you deserve it. You're not chasing things, you're attracting. And if you're getting invite, that means God has planned for you to get invite. And if he has planned this, he has a plan after that as well. And you need to have that belief in yourself and the creator. And what I tell people is, think for a minute, take those long deep breaths, and imagine if you have it, how happy you will feel, how confident you will feel, and then go in that interview. You will be really good in it. Trust me, you will kill it. You will be one of the most confident candidate. And you know why I'm saying this? Because I got my first invite and acceptance from Colorado. And after that, when I went for interview at NYU or at UCLA and USC, I was crushing it, to be honest, because I didn't had anything to lose. I've already had the acceptance and I was being very confident. My vibe was totally different. And you can create this for yourself. You can think in your head, meditate, think like you already have it, and then feel it. Imagine it and feel it, and then do your preparation. Then prepare for your interview, and even do it the time before your interview. You want to pray, you want to thank God, close your eyes, take long deep breath, but go into that zone of being content in who you are. And second thing is knowing that the creator or the entity or whatever you want to call in the heaven, if he has decided to give you this opportunity to get an interview, then he also has planned for you ahead of time. So do not try to over control your destiny. Work hard, but learn to let it go. That's the whole beauty. That's why people love Iron Man or other movies of superhero. Somebody who's willing to let go of their life, somebody who's willing to die for what they believe in. It's by the end of the day, you want to be a very intelligent and successful person, but you also know when to let it go. That is one of the most, I think, biggest balance or learning in a human life. One other thing I'll tell you is, now practically, when you're preparing for interview, when I prepare people for interviews, whether it's UPenn, so UPenn is going to be just an interview, like a simple conversation. Like, they will ask you, why do you want to come to UPenn? What's been your experience? Tell us about your dental assisting. Tell us why should we pick you as a candidate. Pretty straightforward, 20 to 25 minutes conversation. Be confident, be straight to the point. It's an Ivy League school. Tough. It's going to be in person. Dr. Perry is the main person who's going to make a decision. I made a video recently. If you haven't watched it, watch it. NYU is, I tell people, your interview doesn't start from the first question. It will start as soon as you walk into that building. People observe you, people look at your body language, your facial expression, all of these things. So the more calm you are, the more comfortable you are, the better you will perform. Indiana is going to be they call it the Kira. The Kira is pretty much an interview with the faculty who's going to ask you, tell us about an ethical dilemma, tell me about yourself, your strength, your weakness, your leadership role, why should we pick you, why do you want to come to Indiana, tell us about a failure, stress, same kind of question. So whether I'm preparing people for one school or the second one, for me, they are all pretty much the same, except for the question, why do you want to come to NYU, Indiana, or UPenn? Now, what I would suggest you, the questions I said, go rewind them, write them down, prepare your answers. Okay? Once you prepared them, then meditate and thank God and be in a state that you already have it. Imagine the first time you went for your American visa embassy interview, you must be very excited and nervous, and you must be very like anxious. But now, if I make you go back to that interview, you will be very calm talking to that American consulate officer because you already done it and you know what's the outcome is. Imagine if I tell you that you are actually gonna be accepted. Eventually, you will be. When it's your time, you will be inside the dental school, like how I was. I'm saying this because I've been through the journey and I know how it feels. So I'm not giving you false hope. So, man, you're gonna be there. It's just about telling your brain that you will get it, calm the hell down, and behave like a professional and a positive person during your interview. Because when you will do that, you won't look like a desperate guy or a desperate woman or a desperate candidate. And then people will like you more and they would want to work with you. Interviews are very much based over favoritism. When we are calm in a strong energy, you might have seen people who walk into a room and they have a very different level of charismatic personality. Their energy level, their speech, their ability to connect is a whole different thing. The reason is because in their head, they are already successful even before the movie started, even before the contest started. And that's the level of confidence that you have to build in yourself. And some people might say, oh, Adriel is throwing crap at us. Well, trust me, kiddo, I've been doing this for 5 years. I've done this when I was applying for my oral and maxillofacial surgery interviews, when I was trying to come to US, when I was trying to look for job, when I was trying to look for green cards. I became a citizen recently. I've gone through a lot of shitty crap and tough times in my life. And trust me, one thing I've learned, that if you have that freaking gut feeling that I'm going to get it, no matter what happens, God eventually give it to you. So that's what I'm trying to teach you if you're willing to understand what I'm saying. And I'm throwing this out for free in the universe. If you have the ability to catch it and utilize it for your own good, do it. And if you find this video useful, do hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel. I'm doing a free session on June 15th. It's a Father's Day at 2 p.m. Sunday. If you want to attend that free session, go on my Instagram. It's in the description. There's a reel when you write CAAPID up there. I'll send you the link and do like the video. And if you need one-on-one help, you can reach out to me. In the description are my detail, and you can get a recording session, or if you want to do an in-person session as well. If you like this video, do write a small comment, and hopefully I'll keep making more useful video, and see you soon.